Now I would like to get started with our demonstration. It brings me great pleasure to offer you my expertise and share some helpful tips that can be utilized on our financial wellness platform. If you would like to follow along during this demonstration, please feel free to open a new browser and visit FinancialWellness.realtor. So this is what your welcome screen is going to look like. Again, the platform URL is FinancialWellness.realtor. This center is a great resource for helping you understand your financial planning options. So here you're going to find answers to key financial questions, set and track personal goals, test your financial decision making, and set off on a lifelong journey of financial wellness. I do want you guys to know that this is an educational resource. It's not intended to take the place of consulting a financial professional. The platform does not store, share, or sell any of your information. Think of this site as a tool. So for my brokers or team leaders who are listening, use this as a great onboarding resource for your new agents. AEs, trainers, utilize this resource for educational sessions. Best part, there's no additional cost. It's included in your NAR membership. So whether you are new to the Realtor family or an industry veteran, the Center for Realtor Financial Wellness is a resource to help you maximize wealth today and achieve an even better tomorrow. So let's get started on those platform features. When you sign in, you'll be redirected to this login page. There are multiple ways to access the site. For returning guests, you'll sign in with your unique username and password. If you don't have a sign-in, you can register by inputting your 9-digit NERDS ID and last name. Please note, if you forgot your NERDS ID, you can access it by one option is viewing your recent issue of the Realtor magazine. Your ID is actually located on the right-hand window of your mailing address. The second option is also to call our NAR member support number. That phone number is 1-800-874-6500. NAR staff is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central. Let's say, for example, you don't have a NERDS ID. Well, good news, you can register as a guest. That's right, you can even get your spouse to register. But please note that the information in here is specifically geared for realtors. So the content will focus on financial topics that are unique to this NAR membership. So after the login/registration page, you will immediately enter the center, and this is what your home page will look like. Just to go a little deeper dive into the platform features, as a new user, Joy Rides will help you navigate through the platform. So searching the center is similar to your resource library. Here you will further your knowledge about how to achieve financial wellness and develop wealth building strategies. The library includes videos, some cool tools, downloadable spreadsheets ranging from business expenses to real estate investing, and I'll make sure to cover all of that later on in this presentation. So next up, we have our Wellness Checkup, which is located on the top right-hand corner of your screen. So upon initial entry, you will be prompted to take a financial wellness assessment. Please note this assessment can only be taken once. Be mindful about each entry and the selections you make, because at the end of the evaluation, the results will provide you with personalized financial goals to help you stay on track to achieving your financial wellness. The assessment has 10 questions, so it shouldn't take long. So just for this demonstration, I'm going to quickly walk you through 2 questions so you get a better idea of what the assessment questions look like. Note, once you leave the assessment, you can't return where you left off. So it's strongly encouraged to complete it in one sitting to obtain the best results. All right, let's get started. So here is an example of a question that the assessment will ask. Has the way you manage money made your life easier and more enjoyable? All right, so for this demonstration, I'm going to select the third option. Things are good for now, but could be more secure. So after you make your selection and submit your answer, the response will light up blue, indicating that your answer has been logged. At the bottom of the screen, a fun fact or feedback will be provided. So based off of my selection, the system told me that most people desire more financial security according to a 2017 Gallup poll. 40% of Americans are worried about maintaining the standard of living they enjoy. So directly below this quote, select Continue to advance to the next question. All right, here's the next example. Do you follow a long-term plan for your financial future? For this demonstration, I'm going to move the icon and select Not Really. Remember, I want to be honest with myself, so I get accurate results that will help me on my financial journey. The best part, no one will see your answers, and this information is not recorded. You can answer the questions in full confidence, knowing that no one can see your responses. When you take this assessment, you'll continue to answer till you see this page here. You've completed the wellness checkup. Congratulations. Now this is the best part, because now the system in the back end has personalized goals based on my responses. So these goals can be tracked and customized for now and years to come. So here's an example of what your goals will kind of look like. The system personalized me with 8 goals. I will quickly read off a couple so you get a better idea. All right, one here says pay off all non-mortgage debt. Very accurate. I still have student loans. Another one here, diversify my assets, explore REITs as an investment. Ooh, this is a topic I'm not familiar with, so I'm definitely interested in learning more. I'll leave this as a goal. So as you can see, these goals are unique to you and your journey. After getting back your results and you don't see a financial goal on your list, good news, you can definitely add more. Just to show you where you can do that, under your goals, you'll see a list of additional financial goals that you can add to your current list. Here are a couple of examples. So I have the option to add financial goals like expanding my credit limit, setting up payment reminders for all debts, assessing my expenses. I like this one, obtain your FICO credit score. I'm going to add it to my list because I'm pretty sure the last time I checked it was back in 2019. And remember, you're entitled to 1 free credit report from each major U.S. credit bureau, so since I haven't pulled it for 2020, I'm going to add that to my goal list. And that's it, simple. The goal has now been added to my financial wellness goal list. So for those who really want to challenge themselves, another cool feature into the platform is that you can make a customized goal. You provide a title, a description, and the goal will be added to your list. Next, let's navigate one of my favorite parts of this platform. Okay, this is testing and improving your financial decision-making skills. You can find this one on the top right-hand corner of your screen. This is a risk-free, interactive activity that will help you practice making good financial decisions. Not to say you aren't already, but it's a good refresher to help you analyze the impact that one decision can have on another. To give you a better idea of what I'm referring to, let's actually put this into practice. This will be fun and challenging, and you can also help me answer some of the questions. To participate in this activity, you guys are going to be utilizing the chat box on the right-hand bottom of your screen. Going into the activity, this is what your welcome screen will look like. You'll encounter a financial situation and challenge that a real estate professional will often face during their career. So the journey will take you through 3 different stages: beginner, intermediate, and experienced. The journey will take about 10 minutes to complete on your own, but for this demonstration, I will review a couple of questions so you get a better idea of what to look for. So the system will first ask you a couple of intro questions. The first one listed is asking for my age range. Simple, just to submit my answer, I simply slide the circle icon across the screen. For this one, I'm going to select 41 to 60. All right. The next question is asking for my marital status. So depending on your selections, the journey will play out differently for each user. So just for this example, I'm going to select no. This is your last intro question, and it's going to ask if you're a homeowner. For this example, I'm going to select yes. So note, your actions affect outcomes. So every decision that you make affects these 3 different meters. The objective of this activity is to try and keep them all as high as you can But sometimes you'll have to make trade-offs by making decisions that might lower one meter while raising the others. So let's break down what each meter represents. So the first meter is current finances. This is looking at how you're doing financially at that given moment in this activity. Spending money will decrease this meter. Saving money will increase it. But sometimes it's worth spending money now to improve your happiness or your future finances. Okay, breaking down the second one. The second meter is happiness. Your feelings and emotions are important and should not be neglected, especially when it comes to financial decisions you make. If this meter gets low, consider making decisions that will help you relax, enjoy yourself, but also be mindful about excessive spending or you can jeopardize your financial wellness. The last meter is future finances. This will evaluate how you're doing in terms of your long-term financial retirement planning. Note, your investments and saving decisions you make in this journey will increase this meter, but don't forget about your current finances or your happiness as you pursue your long-term goals. Okay, so now that we've covered each of the meters, let's go to our first career stage. All right, so you're in the early stages of your real estate adventure. Now this is the time to build a solid financial foundation for your future. As I go through the examples, one thing that I want you to know, don't forget to watch the meters at the bottom. Remember, the objective is to try and keep the values high. So first question says, you've just received a commission check, but before you spend or invest that money, what percentage of it do you want to set aside for taxes? Okay, so to answer this question, I'm going to slide the circle icon across the screen till I land on my desired answer. So for this example, I'm going to select 1 to 19%. So once I've made a decision, submit your answer by selecting the green icon. Based on my selection, the system told me that this was a good start, which it is, but it also suggested I should consider putting in more. The rule of thumb is to try and set aside 30% of your income for taxes. Did anyone notice a change in the meters below? If so, let's take a closer look. So my current finances and future finances changed. Not sure if you can see that. The current finance meter has increased because I had more funds from my commission check that I did not set aside for taxes. The future finance meter decreased because I will most likely have to tap into my reserves for extra funds when it comes to paying my taxes at the end of the year. Hope that helps give a good example for the first one. Okay, let's look at one more example for our first career stage. So a friend has invited me to a gourmet restaurant. Sounds very yummy. It is a little pricey, but since I've been stuck in the house, I would love to get out and meet up with them. I have 3 options to work with. I think I have an idea what I would pick, but I want your help. It's either get the surf and turf, order a mid-price entree, or pass the opportunity. So based on the 3 options, I want you guys to submit an answer in the chat, and I will select the majority vote. Go ahead and take a couple minutes. Awesome. Thank you guys for your participation. Looks like we're going to move forward with the mid-price entree. Excellent. So let's see how this is going to affect our meters. Okay? Our current finances decrease, but happiness increased. Sensible. So even though it's important to be smart with your money, it's okay to occasionally splurge on something nice like this. You know, it will help with your mental well-being and remind you what you're doing all this hard work for. Okay, next. So one thing I want you to know, when you're going through this journey, you are going to run into unexpected scenarios that can affect your meters at any time. So here, unfortunately, the activity told me that I lost my cell phone, and I can't locate it even through my Find Your iPhone app. So as an agent, I need my phone for personal and business. Now I'll have to spend some money to get it replaced. Moments like this can happen at any given time. So unfortunately, if you come across a scenario like this, you really can't bypass it in the activity. So note, your meters will automatically change. We are now going to view an example question from the mid-career stage. Our agent is looking great. She's selling those homes. So here is our question. Now that you're an established realtor with a growing book of business, what are you going to do in order to keep track of everything? I've been given two options. First option is stick with my current spreadsheet or invest in a record-keeping system. Listeners, what do you think I should select? Submit your response in the chat. I do want to point out and keep in mind that depending on your business needs, this answer will vary, for anyone. You may do a great job keeping up with your clients, but things can potentially fall through the cracks. Or professional systems are great for capturing all aspects of your book of business, but they can be pricey. I see all the responses coming in. Thank you guys for your participation. I really appreciate the feedback. Okay, fabulous. All right, awesome. Looks pretty consistent across the board. Great, thank you all. So after selecting my answer, you'll see again that my meters have changed. I decided to invest in that record-keeping system. Overall, that helped me out with my future finances, as you can see. So we have finally reached the home stretch. You are now a seasoned agent who is in a great position for retirement. Here is an example of what to expect for scenarios in this stage. Okay, the question states, you think you're ready to begin the process of building an exit strategy from your business for retirement. How far in advance should you start to plan? Okay, again, I just want to take the circle icon, move it across the screen. I'm going to select 1 to 3 years. If you agree with my response, please type yes into the chat. Okay, looks like the answers are coming in. Thank you guys so much for your participation. Okay, fabulous. Wow, so based on my response, the meter significantly changed. I did move forward with selecting yes, and that changed my happiness and future finances. So now that you've got a better idea of the different types of questions to expect during this activity, let's take a look at our final results. So our happiness meters showed that we had a steady work-life balance. We were able to enjoy the simple pleasures in life while fulfilling the demands of our real estate business. Our future finance meter is also in excellent shape. So planning for retirement, it takes time. But by making those smart financial decisions, you are now in the position to reap rewards of all of your hard work. Last one, the current finances meter actually still looks pretty good. So even though it is lower than the other meters, the system did make a suggestion to help me. It says I should take a look at the budgeting and finance section. I can also find some great tools to help me stick to my financial goals. So that will bring us to our next part. Let's take a look at where we can access that. So back at the home screen, this is the library where you'll find resources on various financial topics. The center covers everything from wellness essentials, common questions, budgeting and finances with free tools and calculator, real estate investing topics, succession, and retirement planning. There is also a keyword search if you want to quickly find a particular topic. And don't forget, the platform URL is FinancialWellness.realtor. So after testing my knowledge through that risk-free activity, and I appreciate you guys helping me through that, the system suggested that I take a look at the budgeting tools to help maintain my current finances. So on the far left-hand corner of the screen, I'm going to select Tools and Calculators. Okay, so by selecting that icon, I have an array of articles, some really great tools, and free calculators to choose from. Reading through this list, I see one that applies to my search. The blue box in the very middle says, how can I calculate my budget? So by selecting this box and reading the description, I can find a free downloadable spreadsheet to help calculate my monthly budget. So here's a screenshot of what the spreadsheet will look like. I can easily download it to my desktop, personalize it by adding my name, or even use this as a tool to help my clients who may be having a tough time determining if they can afford a potential mortgage payment with their current expenses. Listeners, this spreadsheet is very detailed. It even takes into account your basic household expenses as well as medical, investment, legal fees, if applicable, and entertainment. Best part, this resource is free. Again, you'll want to visit the Tools and Calculator section of the center, or to make things simple, type into the search bar, how can I calculate my budget? All right, let's look at the next feature. I'm going to briefly go over some different topics that you can also expect to find under our center. So the first one is the Wellness Essentials topic. This is a great resource for new agents or a fresh reminder of things you may want to consider in your finances if you're a seasoned agent. Review an introductory video on what it means to be financially solvent and read articles that help break down a real estate agent startup cost. Those were a couple of my favorites, so I've included screenshots in there so you can see what they look like. The next topic is real estate investing. So here you're going to find articles that cover the basics of 1031 exchanges, REITs, or things to note / consider when investing in your first rental property. And as an addition, to help you along the way, we've also included a reback course on real estate investing. So through this course, you will learn the importance of investing in real estate, making the purchase decision, and learning the financing options and how to walk the talk to becoming that real estate investor. So our next topic is retirement planning. Here you'll have the option to learn the different IRAs and solo 401ks that you can invest in and uncover, really just to dive into the differences between both. You can even find a savings calculator that will take into account the average inflation rate along with how much money to set aside each month to meet your savings goal. So this is the succession planning icon, which has an informative intro video on the subject. And if you are getting ready to sell your book of business or plan your successor, I would highly consider looking at these resources. There are some great articles that dive into determining your business worth and how to add value to your client database, and some tips to maybe that will help aid your successor. Last but not least, the budgeting and finance topic will cover business-related articles regarding your commission check, specialized savings accounts, and learning the difference between a credit union and a bank. It's just good to know. So these next few slides, I'm going to cover some financial topics or articles that you may want to consider looking into as well. So here I just used my search bar this time, and I typed in the word credit. So it brought up 3 different articles that I should consider reviewing: how to raise my credit score, credit tips to consider, credit score basics. All super helpful. Typing the word business in the search box will bring up a financial business development resource. So very cool thing with this is that Lynn Madison partnered with us on a webinar last year in 2019 in December, and it includes a business plan resource geared towards new agents, but also beneficial for all agents. So the topics really dive into how to generate leads, some target markets, geofarming, and there's some free reback scripts in there. You can download that attachment below for some tips and strategies to help you succeed in a competitive market. Another one of my favorite things on here, you can also find presentations from our first Financial Wellness live event that we had back in March in Bay East, California. Some of my favorites also include 8 ways to increase your reserves and how to also better manage your time. We even have resources for commercial real estate. So those articles will include the advantages of commercial real estate investments and free spreadsheets to help you calculate the gross operating income and net operating income for a commercial property. We even have timely information that can assist you during challenging times, like some tips to avoid fraud scams, protecting your finances during a pandemic, and some healthcare-related resources. So we also have some great articles for brokers. And as a broker, point your new agents to this business budgeting spreadsheet, which can help them calculate their monthly expenses. The spreadsheet, very similar to the personal spreadsheet, really takes into account, though, some business things to take into consideration, such as your membership dues, marketing, such as advertising, a line item for taxes. There's so much more in here. So if you're also interested in planning a future financial wellness event, I do want to mention that we offer a speaker database that you can access on our platform. So don't forget, you can download the free flyers, print ads, and social copies that can be found on nar.realtor/financial wellness. I would also highly encourage everyone to take a look through our center, and if you don't find exactly what you're looking for, please leave us a comment or suggestion at the bottom of the page. Your feedback will be directed to an NAR staff member and the Financial Wellness team. We appreciate your input and really just giving us tips and suggestions of content that you're looking for. So at this point, I've given you a pretty good overview of what the platform will include. This concludes our demonstration.